Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we close out today's show on this October the 13th, the opening day of the fall turkey season in Tennessee. Hope all you guys and gals. There you go. Ron Wog loves those turkey seasons. Well, loves those hunting season because that means that people are in the woods and not on the water.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So he has nothing against hunting or anything like that.
I love any
outdoor
he loves to
sports.
Eat it. I love any outdoor sports.
I know you do. You a raccoon hunter? You don't do that, do you?
No, but I encourage everybody to do it.
Oh, I do too.
You know, nothing like grilled raccoon.
It is really. Barbecue.
Grilled coon is good.
Barbecued.
Absolutely.
Oh, now where have we gone to after all this time, man? How am I going to introduce the next guest? We're coming off raccoons here.
Very carefully.
Yeah, I will. Well, we know he's from Huntington, Texas. He was up there with part of the other Strike King family at Kentucky Lake, and he's been a guest on this show many times, and it's always good to talk to Keith Combs. Good morning, Keith.
Hey, guys. Good morning. How are you?
We're doing great because we're almost through here, and I know that. You've been on the road a lot and everything else. Let's talk a little bit. We had Dave Preck on before you, talking about the new Elite Series changes and things like that, and he rolled off about 5 or 6 names, and I think the first one he said was Keith Combs.
Keith Combs. What's really ironic, and he didn't know.
No,
but I mean, the first couple of names that he rolled off was Keith Combs, Mark Menendez, and of course you're following both of them, Keith. I'm sorry, but
so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But let's talk about 2019. Keith, tell us about your reason for staying with BASS. There's now another, the Major League Fishing. We're going to talk to Gary Klein on next week's show. I think he's another Texan, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, about Major League Fishing. But tell us your thoughts about the changes in the Elite Series for 2019 and why you're staying with them.
Yeah, change of any kind, definitely this past few weeks has been very concerning for everybody. Lots of decisions have had to be made, and, none of us take the tournament fishing game lightly. I mean, that's what we love, and that's how we make our living. And, there's a lot of thought that's went into it, and I guarantee you everybody, whether they're staying or whether they're leaving, has put in a tremendous amount of thought. And, I mean, I have enjoyed my time on the Elite Series. I fished FLW before that. I enjoyed it there. I fished Major League fishing for a year, and it's all good. All three of those tournament circuits have a place in this industry, and I think they're all very important. They're all very different.
Yes, yeah.
But for me, I think like I said, I've done them all three, and I probably. There's nothing really bad I can say about any of them. Like I said,
you had to make a decision though, and that's and change is change, as we talked to Dave Preck about there and everything. And I look at this and I see they're looking at 70 to 80 anglers per one. Everybody gets a check. There's an opportunity to get lower entry fees, and I don't think folks out there realize it's not cheap to be a professional bass fisherman.
No, not at all.
And you got to have sponsors that help you out. And I know to go full time like you do, it was a decision that you had to make. But I think the folks out there know you, Keith, and know that the competitor that you are. So let's talk about 2019. What's up for you?
I'm excited. I'm excited about several things.
You're pumped.
I am. Everybody's made their decision at this point, and that's all behind us. And really, today was one of the first days that I could really focus on. Let's think about fishing again. And really, when I look at that schedule, there's two things that really get me excited.
What's that?
Our schedule for next year and going forward. I mean, Bass is taking the stance that we are going to go back to what the Elite Series was set up to do, and that's go to the best lakes at the best times. And that gets me excited. I mean, I want to go catch big ones, and I know all the people who follow bass fishing want to see us catching big ones. And, that schedule sets up for that. That gets me going. And, And that smaller field size, man, I cannot tell you how many ways that gets me excited about fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
you know, we're used to going out and fishing against 110, and I don't care if you're on Lake Erie, they're going to make it fish small because those guys are going to find them. I mean,
That's
they're going
right.
to find them. And, you know, going forward, that just opens up so many opportunities with a 80-man field or 70-man field. You can go to so many different fisheries that you really can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and I think that's one of the reasons that they did this. Because and there's going to be more exposure, which I like. More media chances with the top 20 on Saturday. They're going to have cameras in the boats.
Live cameras.
Yeah. Championship Sunday. I like the way Dave called that. You know, I've never seen it.
It's going to be exciting.
Championship Sunday will be full coverage, and
I expect to see Keith on Championship Sunday a lot.
A bunch of times, and I know he does too. But I know you've been with Ron up there at as part of the Strike King group and everything. So let's talk equipment, Ron. You saw probably some of the things that these guys were doing up there with equipment wise and everything. So let's talk a little bit of equipment maybe for 2019 that Keith Combs will be using.
Well, Keith, Strike King has come out with some new baits, new colors.
Oh, I love colors. I'm a color man.
And you know, I know that you embrace change, especially in the lure industry and what Strike King has done. But talk to us about some of the things like the Mega Dog that came out, and some Moon Juice colored.
The Moon Juice colors. The Mega Dog. Let's talk about the Mega Dog. You know,
Mega Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, one thing about me is man, I'm not too fond of finesse fishing, and the Mega Dog is definitely not a finesse lure.
There you go.
Everybody knows about the Sexy Dog, and they flat wallop them across the country, especially up there on that Kentucky lake. I mean, that's a staple there, and it's a staple where I live down in East Texas, around Rayburn and Toledo. But you know, Strike King took it a step further. You know, when you see the Mega Dog, and especially when you see the Mega Dog in the water walking back and forth, you know, it's an oversized Sexy Dog, and you're going to think, man, is that too big to catch a bass? I promise you it's not. I mean, I've caught some good ones on it already, and it's really nothing compared to the size of the gizzard shad I see them eating. So
that's right.
That bait's already won some tournaments that I know about, and I bet you we see a couple national tournaments get one on it next year.
Remember that. Keith Combs said that on October the 13th.
That's right.
That he's done that, put it out, the Mega Dog.
Yep. And, you know, Keith, you know, Strike King helps you out because you're part of the family. They are a family. You know, and just last week, you know, not only is Keith Combs an excellent bass fisherman, but he's also excellent about helping those in needs. And the tournament that you hosted and organized last year there in Texas, Keith, was something else. Tell our listeners a little bit about why you do what you do to help the less fortunate.
Well, Ron, we put on the Sam Rayburn Slam, and you know, we just had our third annual one last week or so.
Yeah,
wrapped it up, and you know, man, I tell you what, for anybody who puts on a tournament, I got a newfound respect because there's a lot of work that goes into that.
There is, buddy.
But man, it's, you know, it's rewarding. It's one of the times when I'm back home around Sam Rayburn, I get to see all my friends, talk fishing for a week. But foremost, I mean, the reason we put that on is, you know, we get to enjoy the outdoors because of our military, and you know, those guys, they lay it all on the line.
Yes, they do.
You know, to protect this country, and you know, this is the least thing we do. I hope I can grow this tournament bigger and bigger and bigger every year, and make more money to donate to the Warriors Weekend Project. But you know, we're doing the best we can, and it's went really well so far, and I'm very proud and humbled to just be able to go out and put that event on. But that's what we're raising money for. It's for a Texas-based company that is a nonprofit, and they're all about
helping the wounded warriors,
helping our soldiers, helping our military.
Wonderful.
And and their outdoor. The things they do are in our industry too, you know, fishing and hunting, and you guys got to check them out. You know, just check out what Warriors Weekend does. Just go to their website, see what they do, and I think you'll understand why we want to be a part of it. But No, the tournament went well. Took 28-20 to win the tournament on Rayburn.
Okay.
And we still have a bunch of we're still raising money for Warriors Weekend. We're auctioning stuff off on my Facebook, Keith Combs Fishing.
Yes.
We got some guide trips. We got some hunting trips, fishing trips.
Now you.
We got
Ron, come back, Ron. Ron just left. He's going to go to. He's going to sign up for it.
And Keith, you know, as you and I were talking, we'll be glad to try to help you in any way we can.
Yeah, let us know up here. We appreciate you, Keith, being with us. You're always available and always one of our favorite guests. And I tell you what, keep going in 2019. We look forward to talking to you again. Okay, buddy?
All right, guys. It's always good talking to y'all.
All right. Thanks, Keith. Keith Combs.
Thanks,
all right, let me wrap it up. Thanks, Ron Wong, for making it in. What a trooper he is. But appreciate you, Ron, stopping by this morning. Next week, we're going to talk a little MEPS and Mr. Twister. This is that time when you kill a squirrel, you just wrap up that tail and send a bunch of them up to MEPS, and they're going to give you some MEPS dollars.
Hey, that's cool.
That's been going on a long time. Yeah.
Mr. Twister has been around for a long time, and they're still relevant in the fishing industry.
And we're going to talk to, of course, Gary Klein.
Mm-hmm.
He is a co-founder of the Major League Fishing, and if you folks remember, I think it was Gary that won that tournament here on the Mississippi River that Mark Rose won his first $20,000,
right.
or whatever it was. I think it was Gary that won that. We're going to talk Major League Fishing. One of the world's top marksmen is going to be on next week's show. That's Vincent Hancock. And Alps. They make the best backpacks there is in the world, folks.
All right.
And they're celebrating their 25th anniversary, and they will be with us also on Outdoors with Larry Ray next Saturday. Don't forget, October the 18th, that's the annual Memphis Friends of the NRA annual banquet out at the Alchemia Shrine Temple. And you got a chance to win 11. I say 11. Did I say 11 enough? Total firearms at that event, and we thank Mike Webb for doing that. Ron, again, thank you, buddy.
Hey, I enjoy it.
Go home and rest. You're going fishing.
No, it's fall.
It's
the
fall.
weather's
It's
cooled off.
fall.
It's time to go fishing.
It is. Ron Wong, you don't know how much you mean to me, buddy. Everything. Thank you,
love
Shelby
being here.
McCall. This is Larry Ray reminding us each and every week that doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else? God bless the USA.